Welcome everyone. It is the beginning of week 18. Oh my goodness. So it is the final week before peak week starts. And I am feeling a little overwhelmed with all the things I still have to do before my show and before leaving for the Olympia. And I'm going to talk about all of that. Before I do, let's just get right into it and start off with let's first say, here's a little caveat. Yes, I realize the diet face has hit me hard. I was joking with someone this week that when normal people, non-bodybuilders, think you look like death or like a skeleton, that you might be lean enough for your show. So, the fat goes from everywhere, and unfortunately, it also leaves areas we want it, like our cheeks and under our eyes and our face. So I am looking forward to all of that coming back and to getting a little bit of fullness back in my face. But for now, I do apologize. I was joking that I looked like a shreddy skeleton when I'm at the chiropractor. I'm recording this the day I went to the chiropractor, and I said to him, we were looking at the body map, or the skeleton and the muscles and everything, and I'm like, I feel like this is how I look right now. Like just muscles and bones. No, nothing else. So without further ado, all that aside, now that we've addressed the skeleton in the room, let's take a look at my check-in photos from this week. So I have been checking in multiple times since last week, really, and almost daily this week, just to give my coach an idea of how I look first thing in the morning, after a few meals, at the end of the night. Something that I did not really, I think I maybe talked about a little bit on my peak week vlog or my show day vlog last time, was that the night of the show, so I had the tan on and no air conditioning. I was sitting in a 100-degree car for an hour and was super stressed. I got back and took pictures, and I was feeling super distended in my lower abdomen and felt like I couldn't pull a vacuum. And something I have realized since then is that's often how I feel in the evening. And it's not a digestive issue. It's just because I'm so used to doing my vacuums first thing in the morning when I'm fasted, and man, I can pull such a tight vacuum. And it's kind of like this really good, reassuring feeling. So like when I can't do that later in the day, I'm like, there's something wrong. There isn't. I just need to be practicing them more, throughout the day as I have different amounts of, food in my digestive system, and as things are moving through, by the morning it feels great. So it's not like I'm having a slow transit time. I'm having good digestion as the day goes on. It's just by the end of the day, there is food volume, there's water, there's inflammation, there's other things that have accumulated. And, I was kind of panicking that night before surgery. We're like, what's happening? Is there something wrong? Like, do I need to, by that point, you can't do anything. So it's been good to see that and to know that that is just somewhat me, and there are things I can do to help with that. But ultimately, by the end of the day, and I'm eating more food on a normal basis than I will eat the day of the show. So that'll help too. So reducing food volume on the day of the show helps, and just kind of being aware that this is normal for me. So when I send check-ins late in the day to my coach, I'm not freaking out like, oh my gosh, I'm bloated, because I'm not. So check-in photos, check-in video, coach's feedback from this week. Let's pull that up and take a look at it. We are in communication a little bit more throughout the week as I check in more and as I just talk to him more. So there's more changes coming. I'm sure I'll talk about in my outro as we kind of adjust things as the week goes on, which is typical. So it was yesterday, Monday morning. Oh, feels like forever ago. That was us talking about. Okay. There we go. Basically, I was really flat. So I had a little bit of a weight bump over the weekend, which was normal. I said, I'm happy to keep the extra carbs and see how it goes, how the weekend goes. That was kind of at the end of last week. Drop some inflammation. What do you think? And that was after all my workout days from last week. So I did send some pictures over the weekend. And then he got back to me and said, maybe going up in carbs a little bit. And I said, absolutely. So I did that over the weekend. My weight came back down. So then by Monday morning, said hit an all-time low this morning. Crazy, head exploding emoji. Extra carbs the past few days have been great. My brain is partially back to life. As you know from my last video, I was feeling pretty brain dead by the end of last week. Flat but tight this morning. I'll get pics in natural light post-workout, which I did send over. Nothing else to report. I'm feeling good. Muscles feel very dry and jerky-like. They feel less like that now that I've been eating up this week. But man, that was Sunday's workout and then Monday's workout before I sent this check-in. Like, my muscles were feeling like so dry. It was a really unusual feeling. I understand now. And this is what I said. I'm being very careful with my lifts and just in general because it feels like I could tear something if I was reckless. I understand now why most bodybuilders tear something a week before their show, doing something simple like carrying groceries or moving a couch. You have no idea how many stories there are of people like doing like a simple pump-up workout, or a friend of mine, her husband was helping her move a couch and tore his bicep right off the bone right before a show. So you're just, when your muscles are kind of that dry, they really do, they feel, I like it, my explanation of it feels like my muscles are made out of jerky is the best way to describe it. So he said at this point the afternoon photos are much better than the morning, right? Because I'm super dry and flat in the morning. The morning is just too lean. As you mentioned how you feel, you're even less able to hold hydration. And that's just because there's not a lot of other like intracellular tissues and other things, like you're getting pretty depleted. We have 5 days before peak week, so stabilization is the key. Are you okay moving carbs up and fat even up a little bit? He said, I doubt we'll keep moving up all week, but if we're at 250 grams of carbs and 40 to 50 fat by Friday, we should be right where we want to be. I said, yep, sounds great, thank you. And then I said, being this lean is weird, not bad, but different. And he said, you're inspiring, Amy, crazy, but inspirational. And here comes the sun. I'm doing cardio right after this, so I came up here without my giant beekeeper hat on, and of course now the sun is coming back, but it's fine. Hopefully it blurs out some of my diet face. So perfect, so we'll just send pictures throughout the week, and like I said, we'll probably adjust things as time goes on. I'm going to get a little bit of the sun out of my eyes. There's another cloud coming. Yeah, so that was the check-in from the week. Chiropractor, you'll get to see that footage. It was a shorter visit this time. Like I said, we aren't really doing anything super deep, so we just worked on some range of motion, went through posing again, just kind of talked about how I was feeling. He did some more of the electroshock therapy on my QL, which is like in the lower back area and at the top of my glutes, which felt so good. Like, I love that. I think some people may not like it. It almost feels like a tiny little sting sensation as it kind of thuds, but man, I love it. I'm like, you could do that all day. Like, I really like that. So that was really good. I'm going to see him again next week. Next week, I'm also getting my nails done because next week is peak week, which is just crazy. The other things that I'm going to do this week, as I mentioned in my last video when we were kind of the week before peak week. Nope, still there. Great footage. It's fading. I mean, I'm trying to get as much sun as possible because now that the sun is going down at like 6:30, it's just kind of sad. So trying to soak in some vitamin D on my very pale skin. Other things I'm going to be doing this week, I need to do my pedicure. I need to put the glaze back on my hair again, that kind of more auburny, darker glaze, because that's all washed out because it's just a glaze. Practice more. I have a posing session at the end of the week, which I'm super excited about, with Jessica Wilson, who is the current Miss Olympia Master, which is just unbelievable that I'm getting this opportunity. So hoping we can just kind of make me a little more flowy and a little less stick bug-ish. So super excited about that, and just really excited to see kind of how things go this week. Like I said, I will be checking in pretty much daily, even multiple times a day with my coach as the week goes on, because we might make some subtle changes. But ultimately, I think the plan going into the show is really just to kind of try and keep things consistent. I know I need more muscle. I need even more muscle than I needed before my last show, even though I've maintained fullness. And that's, I'm sure, the feedback. So trying not to overthink it too much. I'm just really excited to get up on stage one more time this year and hopefully get some feedback again. And I do hope that they will see how hard I've worked and the improvements that I have made in between the shows, even though it's only been, a month and a half or so that I've really tried hard to bring the size up as much as I possibly can. Like I said, I know that I need more, but it's, always a fun experience and just super excited. And then the Olympia is the following week. So, all good stuff coming. So, oh my goodness, I have the most amazing unboxing to do, which you will see in the description, so you guys know what it is, but wait till you see it. Oh, it is the most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen, and I can't wait to show it to you guys. I can't wait for you to watch the unboxing of it. It's really awesome. I do want to give a shout out to a listener or watcher. Robin asked if I could share more about my training, which I absolutely will do. This week, we're keeping everything the same with my training, and I don't have a lot of time to get gym footage right now just because I've got a lot of stuff going on. But after the Olympia, absolutely, and moving into my improvement season, which is really where the training is going to be more interesting. Right now, we're just trying to keep things where they are. I am trying to push it still in the gym, but I'm ultimately not in a place where I'm adding a lot of interesting weights or really progressing on a lot of things. Like, I'm kind of keeping it pretty static on a lot of things. Like, my weights or my strength is where it is. I am still progressing on some things and I'm not regressing on things, but I'm also not making big gains, and you don't in prep. Like, you're not going to be making massive muscle gains. I wish. I mean, if I could do that, then I would have been doing that. But being able to show footage from when I'm working out, I would love to be able to do that since there is interest there. That's super awesome. I would love to share that. Also hoping to share more of like what I eat going to the reverse. You know, that is a lot of the part of reversing that is challenging. You know, you're pushing food up. You're needing to eat more to grow. I mean, I do know I need to put back on some body weight, which means some body fat along with some muscle. It's you know, you're never going to do one or the other without the other. So if you want to put on some muscle, you got to accept the fact that you're going to put on some fat, and then we'll peel that fat off next season when I get ready for my shows next year. And hopefully the muscle underneath there will be bigger, because that's what I need. So that'll be a fun journey. I've had, you know, good reverses or good off seasons in the past, but this one I'm really motivated to kind of push it a little bit more, and probably even outside my comfort zone a little bit, so that I can make those improvements that the judges are asking for, and be a little more competitive. I mean, I didn't know I could get this lean, so let's see how much I can push it in my off season. And I have such a great support system with the whole AB Live crew. We'll link them over here. If you are not watching the AB Lives on the weekends, they are fantastic. They're so much fun. They're the highlight of my week. Like, please come over and join us. It's a good time had by all. And if you have questions, like, there's a panel of experts, including me. I mean, I'm an expert on some things that can answer the questions. People ask about health, they ask about bodybuilding, you know, but just having that community, you know, to kind of support me through this process of reversing in a way that is a little bit more really focused in on gaining some muscle is going to be super exciting. So, that's what I've got. Can't wait to share my unboxing, get some footage from my chiropractor, and then there'll be my outro, which will be once peak week has already started, which is just nuts. Like, it's going to be over before I know it. It goes so fast. So, yay. If you guys have any questions or anything you want me to cover on peak week that I didn't cover in my last peak week video, or even if I did, I'll talk about it again. I mean, things are a little bit different this time around, I'm sure. So I'll cover it as much as I can. I'm also going to really try hard to get footage at the show this year, or this time. You know, I really didn't get much last time, and hopefully there'll be some pictures that I can show of me on stage with anyone else, which would be really nice since they didn't get any of my class at the last show. So that'll all be really fun. All right. I need to go do the rest of my cardio. Fun fact, the cardio machine that I use in the afternoons at my building, the stair machine, if I'm on the very top stair and I have my bun in, my bun hits the ceiling. Because the ceiling there is not low, but then you're up, you're up like 5 stairs on the stair machine. And like, I have to kind of stay on the lower couple of steps on the stair mill, which always makes me nervous I'm going to fall off. But I managed to, manage my fears. And if I stop paying attention, I get up to that top step and all of a sudden I'm hitting my head on the ceiling. So yeah, tall girl problems. All right. When you see me next, I'll be with chiropractor and doing an unboxing, but then I will be doing my outro and talking about all the fun that is to come on peak week.
All right, how are we feeling?
Good. Everything's going pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, no real complaints.
Kind of keep going through what we've been doing.
Yep.
Everything seems to be working pretty
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Really going well. I mean, I think, the only things I revert to now are just my own bad habits.
Okay.
And it's not because of like pain or restriction of movement.
Okay.
It's just because I have bad habits in posing.
All
Yes. Yeah.
Well, everything's holding, progressing in through there.
Mhm.
Okay, so let's do a full overview again. We're going to side tilt to the left. Right, breath in, over.
I feel like this is what I actually look like right now. Or maybe kind of like this. I feel that. I mean, can we just take a moment to bask in the glory and the beauty that is this cup? I've just been staring at it. So this was a gift from my amazing friend Lexi. It is the Stanley Barbie 65th anniversary cup, and I am just overwhelmed with how beautiful it is. I feel like it's not going to do it justice. Like, the pictures on the website certainly didn't, and I feel like this video isn't going to either. But when Lexi left, she was wondering if I was ever going to take it out of the box, because yes, I was that girl who kept my Barbies absolutely in pristine condition, and I would play with them, but subtly. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna unbox it. I'm gonna take it out of the box. All right. Oh, let's do this. Oh my goodness. It is so beautiful. Oh, there's something in here. So it came with this card that has some stickers. It says, Stanley x Barbie, in a meet cute to remember, Barbie invites Stanley to her 65th anniversary to celebrate women around the world, fashion, fun patterns, reimagine the poptism of this global icon through her dazzling decades. Playful moments and stories of becoming are the ingredients that bring Barbie to life since 1959. Barbie continues to inspire women, and Ken, to dream bigger and shine brighter together. The collection features 8 uniquely Barbie quenchers inspired by the original doll who started it all. Oh, I love that. And there's some cute stickers, or some like clings. Those are really cute. All right, so there's that. Okay. Oh, wow. Let's take this little paper ring off. Okay. I'm gonna come around to make sure I can get it in. Oh, look at that. It's so much more sparkly in real life than it is in the picture or in the video. It's just so beautiful. And it has a matching pink straw that goes with it. Oh, wow. I cannot thank Lexi enough. I mean, this is the most beautiful cup I've ever seen. It is gorgeous. Welcome back. It is the end of week 18, which means it is, in my world, officially the start of peak week, which is just crazy. I just can't even believe it. But before we talk about that, because that's a next week problem, or not a problem, a next week thing, let's talk about how this week went. So it was kind of a crazy week. I did end up having the posing session with Jessica Wilson, who is Miss Olympia Master. Oh my goodness. I don't have any footage because we had a little miscommunication about the timing, but it was outstanding. I'm going to put some pictures up that show immediately before and after. So the picture on the right is the day before, like that morning before, and then the picture on the left is the picture I took right after. Right after we did our session, I did a little bit of posing to send pictures to my coach, and you can see the difference in my front pose and also my back pose. The two biggest changes that we made, well, there were 3 main changes. So the first one being my foot position in the front pose, my forward foot. I'm angling it slightly more forward toward the judges. I'm also rotating my hip kind of out and up, if that makes sense. I'm also kind of scooping it up and out and keeping it a little bit more to the side. I was trying to avoid sitting into my glute because I'd been told that before, not to like sit into my glute. So I was trying to avoid that, but that was limiting the illusion of the size of my glutes, which are basically flat right now, but it's all about illusion. Also with that, bringing my arm in, my last posing coach really encouraged me to have my arms be really big. And I think she was just trying to give the illusion that I was a bigger person on stage. So I had a bad habit of really keeping my arms far away from my body because that's what she would tell me to do, keep them really wide. But you can see the difference, especially in my front pose. When I have that arm closer, it actually makes my delts look bigger. So when my arm is way out, it kind of flattens out my delt. But when it's in, it kind of allows it to look bigger. So that was a really cool thing to see. Those were the main changes in my front pose. And then when I do my transition, just really sitting back more into my back foot. And then in my kind of transition to the back, keeping my left arm up a little bit higher, just to kind of, and there aren't pictures of that, but that's just something to kind of, again, give a little more shape when I turn. In my back pose, you'll see the biggest difference here is in how wide my feet are. And that really makes a big difference just in kind of the shape of my glute. But she also gave me some really awesome cueing for how to keep from dropping my glutes when I make my transitions. I mean, just, it was remarkable. I mean, if you have the opportunity to pose with an Olympian, I mean, my goodness, like, take it. I am blown away by how amazing just those few little adjustments really made to my posing. And, you know, I am a little time crunched, so I have only a week to work on those, but since they're not really big changes, I feel confident that I'll be able to remember those few things and hopefully execute them well on stage. You know, I'm excited. I am excited to get on stage. Let's talk a little bit about the plan as I know it right now for peak week. Oh, and before I get into that, I mean, can we just take a moment to bask in the glory that is that Stanley cup from Lexi? Oh, it's so beautiful. The video, there's like no way. There is no way to take a picture of that cup to do it justice. Like, it is shimmery, this like iridescent mermaidy kind of shimmer over the whole thing. And it's just so pink and so beautiful. And yes, I did put it right back in the box after I did the unboxing. I have not actually used it yet because I just want to stare at it. It's gorgeous. So huge thank you to Lexi for that. So how it's gone this week with my coach. You know, I did send him the update pictures yesterday after my posing session with Jessica, and then a set of photos this morning. My weight was up just a little bit from where it was yesterday, but yesterday I hit an all-time prep low again, all-time weight low of my adult life. And it was back up a little bit this morning, like almost a pound, which is good. It means that the carbs and the food that we're eating is hopefully sticking a little and filling me out. So no changes. And I suspect this is what I suspect is going to happen next week on official peak week, is that there are going to be no changes, that we're literally going to just run this program right into the show, because why not? You know, at this point, I'm not going to I'm more worried that I would do something to make myself look worse than on the off chance that some tiny little thing we did made me look better. But is it going to make me look, you know, top 3 competitive? Probably not. Those are things that are going to take an off season. You know, I just need size. So I'd rather not do anything to make myself look worse. So just keeping things the same. Like, I'm happy just to make this a relaxed peak week. No changes, eat my same meals, do my same thing, roll into the show, just show up on show day and just do my thing. This show has at least right now, is scheduled for, excuse me, an extremely late start. So typically a show will start between 8 and 9 o'clock in the morning. Sorry, I just really aggressively dusted my blinds, and I think I just kicked some dust up into the air. You get bursts of energy on prep and you use it to clean your house, which I did. Really scrubbed those suckers. But usually the show starts around 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and all the men go, they first do fitness, which is the most, you know, those women do like a gymnastics routine. So they go first, and then it's all the men's categories, which takes hours, you know, because you've got men's physique, men's classic, men's open bodybuilding, when there's just tons. So it's so much time. And then they have all the wellness competitors go, and then the true novice classes go, and then the novice classes, and then the master's classes, and then the bikini open classes. So bikini is always last, as I have mentioned a number of times. So with a show that starts at, you know, 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, like my last show did, I went on stage just before 1 p.m. And that show started at 8:30. This show is starting at 11. So I'm like, oh my gosh, like, when am I even going to be on stage? Like, final starts at 3. I suspect that we will probably be on stage around 1:30 or 2, and then maybe just a short break before the finals start. So I'll probably be on stage, close to 1:30, 2 o'clock, which means that I'll have and that's a long amount of time. So kind of just keeping with how I normally eat during the day, reducing perhaps the volume, as I mentioned in my in the beginning part of my video, where I don't like having a lot of food volume, so just kind of decreasing the amount of food I'm eating, but I still need to be eating something because that's a really long time to go with not a lot of food. And then being on stage for finals, probably, at my last show I went on stage just before 7, so probably about the same. So it's going to be a very long day, as it always is, but a much later start. So it'll be interesting to see how it all goes. But either way, I'm excited to get on stage. I'm excited for a stress-free peak week where we don't make any changes. We just keep doing the same thing. Workouts are the same. Cardio was reduced by 15 minutes a day, but cardio is basically the same. I mean, everything is just the same. So of course, I'll say more if anything changes, but by the time I do my official check-in on Monday, but I don't think there will be. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for the rest of this week. Next week is peak week. It's going to go by as quickly as the weeks have been, and then I have just a couple of days to get ready for the Olympia. I do have a ton of stuff that I ordered from Amazon that's actually coming today, so there'll be a big Amazon haul in my peak week video. Just kind of some random stuff, some stuff I need for the Olympia, just stuff that I need. Today I need to go do a quick grocery shopping. I just have a few things I need, one of which is toilet paper. I think I mentioned that before, that I have toilet paper on my subscribe and save, but I skipped it in September because I didn't think I needed it yet, but I was of course out. This was the theme. Welcome to prep brain. So I need to go buy normal things like toilet paper. I need some more frozen peas, and just a couple other little things to get me through the week. Makes it easy. Usually on peak week, I don't really know what to do for shopping until I get my peak week plan because I'm not really sure if he's going to add foods or change things, but I know. So it's all the same. So it's really easy. I have all those things. It's what I eat anyway. So again, just another thing that makes it super easy. I'm going to paint my toenails tonight. I did start using my coconut oil this morning as my moisturizer. I mentioned that in my previous peak week video, how you kind of have to really start preparing your skin. So using my scrubby mittens every day and just coconut oil for moisturizer. So I've taken out all my other lotions, even my skin firming lotion, which I have continued to use. I've used up almost that entire, the gel, the step 1. I love that one. And since I use it twice a day, it's almost gone. And so I don't know if I'll buy more. I probably will because I really do like it. The one in the pump, the stage 2, I still have tons of because I only use that one once a day. And right now I'm not using it at all. So just coconut oil. So I feel kind of, the coconut oil I lay on pretty thick because it doesn't have the humectants in it like other lotions do. So it almost feels like I feel it on the surface of my skin all day, but I don't mind. And today it's 90 degrees outside, so it feels nice and summery and it feels good. All right. If there is anything that you are wondering about peak week that you'd like me to include in next week's peak week video, please put it in the comments below because I will have time to put that up or to answer those throughout the week, hopefully. Or if there's anything you want to know about my plans for going to the Olympia, ask those as well. I so appreciate everyone for being here. I hope that everyone has an awesome week. I cannot believe that it's October next week. As you were watching this, it is October. Yikes. So spooky season is upon us and all kinds of good stuff coming this week and next week. So please, please, please spread positivity and light to yourself and everyone around you. We're all just doing the best we can. You're doing the best you can. I believe in you. You are worthy. You are amazing. And I will see you here for peak week.